Hi, welcome to County Classics Motor Museum. My name's Penny.
Can we get some coffees, please, ladies? Yeah.
Hi, my name's Chris Hutchings. I've been interested in helping Pat with the museum since it was formed, and it's been great fun working here, helping him with it. Obviously, being a car enthusiast myself, and what we're trying to do is keep his dream alive and make sure 2026 is as exciting as 2025 and 24 were, with many new exhibits coming through over the next few months. Yeah, we got Tim here. Tim York is probably our lead curator in terms of sorting out exhibits. So over to you, Tim.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. Yeah, so I've known Pat 4 years or so and been involved with the museum throughout that time. And yeah, since we sadly lost Pat last year, I've had a fair bit of involvement in what we display, where we display it, how we do it, and also what audience we appeal to. We've done a lot of work in recent times as part of this year's strategy to boost our community outreach program, where we've had a lot of younger generation visitors come in, and with them every day is a school day. We learn to curate some of what we have in, so we appeal to that kind of audience, as well as the ones that identify with the type of cars that we had when we opened when Pat was here. So yeah, it's a moving feast, lot happening, a lot of developments, no day's ever the same, and we have a lot of fun while we're at it. So one of our stalwart volunteers is Gordon Fleming, who's with me now, and over to you, Gordon.
Thank you, Tim. Thanks, Chris. Yeah, I've known of Patrick for many years, but really got it involved with the museum through Chris. I've known Chris for years, and it was Chris that suggested perhaps I come along and volunteer, which I've done since it opened. Thoroughly enjoy it. Meet a lot of very interesting people from all over the country, length and breadth. Unbelievable, really. What's attractive is that the models we have in here, it's what people had, it's what they learnt to drive in or rode on. Children remember their parents having it, they learnt with them. So it's a very, very interesting museum. And also, being right in the town has made it very, very attractive with families, but it's a very vibrant environment to be in. Thoroughly enjoy it.
Hi, so you're about to hear a pre-recorded video from last summer from our much-missed late founder, Mr. Pat Hawkins, about our lovely Ford Racing Puma.
So, Ford Racing Puma, there was only 500 ever produced, all in Imperial Blue. Just a little bit of background about the Racing Puma. They were converted by Tickford, Aston Martin. So they ended up with taking a basic car over to Tickford without the front wings and back wings. Then the wings are fitted by Tickford, and obviously a different front rear bumper, different interior, a tuned engine. Only, as I say, 500 back end. This one is especially lovely. This is number 237. I would guess there's probably only 200 of these left. I was looking for one of these for a number of years, and I spotted this one on the website right up country. I'm going to say Lancaster, if my memory serves me right, in this small car dealership. They had, I think, roughly about 30 cars, and the guy, rightly so, wouldn't discount it. I said, okay, I'll just find out how much it's going to cost me to get it back. He said, well, if you give me your postcode, I'll do some checks up here as well. Never had a chance to call anyone, because 2 or 3 minutes later he said, I'll tell you what, I'll deliver it for you, included in the price. I said, lovely. He said, but we are a small business. He said, we rely on cash flow. And I said, well, I do understand that. I said, that goes for all of us. He said, if you could pay us as soon as possible. And I said, yeah, sure, I'll do that. So I did. And he sent me an invoice. It never had a registration number on it. And I called him back and I said, look, the greatest respect, I've just paid you. Would you mind sort of send me an invoice with a registration number on it? He said, oh, no problem. I said, I need it for the insurance company. But I clearly spotted something that he hadn't, with the greatest respect, was the registration number. And Tickford 1 Ford Racing Puma. And then he still didn't click on for that fact at that time, but the following day he called me and he said, you're pretty switched on, aren't you? He said, we just been offered £2,000 for the number plate. And he said, I'll give you 500 quid back. I said, well, I don't think that really works that well, does it? I said, it's one of the reasons why I bought it, is because of the registration number, because it really suits the car. And it's only any good to anyone else that's got a Ford Racing Puma in any case. So it's in the right place, it needs to stay on that car. So I feel really lucky and honoured that we've got this. And it's got all the history from new. And it looks great. It's just, you know, I can remember when these first come out. And they were quite a lot of money when you think about it, back in, 2000. They were, I think, if my memory serves me right, about £22,000. And Ford reported that they lost money on every single one. But they're now, they're ranging between 20 and 30,000 for one of these now, which is where they should be really, because it is very, very rare and still looks great. So that's the story behind that one.
So today I just want to talk about our lovely Hillman Avenger Tiger. This is a Mark I version of the model that was first introduced in 1972 to compete head-on with the likes of the Ford Escort Mexico. We think about 200 were made in the Mark I form. You could only have them in 2 colours. You could have Sundance Yellow, which we've got here, or you could have War Dance Red. As you can see, this one's in lovely, lovely condition. It's never left the West Country. This car was sold new in Torbay, about 30 miles from here. Had a long-term owner. Then went into a storage facility, but an excellent storage facility that preserved it really well until our museum founder Patrick bought it about 4 years ago. And then when Pat bought it, all he did was some work on the engine bay to bring that up to the same standard as the exterior of the car. So Patrick removed the engine completely because there was a bit of a slip on the clutch. So he changed the clutch, and while the engine was out, he refinished all the bay, all back to factory specification, and as you can see, it's lovely. The car's only got a genuine 31,500 miles on the clock, and is recognised as one of the best examples of its type. So we've recently begun a association with Corgi, and this is one that they've made a model of. If you go on the Corgi Collectors Club website, you'll be able to order one, and it's our car that it's modelled on. And that is something that we're developing, that relationship with Corgi, because we've got a lovely Mark I Capri 3-litre GXL upstairs in the onyx green with a white vinyl roof, and that is the next one that Corgi are working on for us. We've just sent them all the information across. So there'll be a series of collectors models that will be available in the fullness of time, exclusive to County Classics Motor Museum.